It's Monday now. It's rained Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday night. Now it's Monday and it's still raining. So it's supposed to rain this morning till like 10 o'clock, and then it's supposed to stop, and then it'll just be cloudy and somewhat windy the rest of the day is kind of what it says. So we got a lot of rain. I drove by the rain gauge this morning. It still said just a little over 1.5 inches. So that'll be a really good head start. Hopefully this stuff will start sprouting, and then cows won't have to eat hay no more. Hopefully they'll be chasing after that green grass and they won't really be wanting to be fed. So hopefully this grass will take off now and it'll kind of warm up and we'll get some green grass growing everywhere. Later this afternoon, or just later this morning, whenever the rain kind of stops, we're gonna open that gate and let the heifers back out into that pasture, so they can kind of get out of the mud and the slop, because these feedlots are they're all kind of mud right now. So we'll open that gate so they can get out there, so they don't have to stand in the mud and lay down in the mud. They can get out on that grass, where it's probably still muddy, but at least the grass is kind of soaking in some of that rain and it ain't nearly as bad. These calves are kind of all huddled behind this windbreak, which I don't blame them, because it's kind of cold and windy and rainy this morning, but they need to get out and go eat with the other ones, because that's how they're going to stay warm, is when they eat. So I'm going to push them out so they get out there and eat some ground hay this morning. Kivvies. Come on, 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 kivs. Alright, I'm finished with my portion of the cattle chores. I'm gonna go grab that grain that I had soaking, and I'll give it to my baby pigs, my piglets, and check on them, make sure they're still dry, make sure they still got some hay in there to burrow into, and so yeah. I'm gonna kind of fluff up their hay pile here because this is all dry stuff, and of course all the stuff outside now is wet. So I'm gonna kind of fluff this back up. Looks like they kind of spread it back out. I'll fluff it back up in one pile so they can get under more hay at one time and be a little warmer. And I'll see if I can't wake them up. I think they're still sleeping. Morning. Morning, pigs. Riley. I'm really glad I ended up putting that plywood over those holes there, those 3 pieces of plywood, because that's stopping a lot of the moisture. So it's still pretty dry in here, which is awesome. So they're pretty dry, and it's raining. It's raining pretty hard, and it's the wind's blowing pretty good, but I mean it's still pretty warm in here. And then of course they've got this hay pile that they can burrow into. So last winter I had or maybe that was 2 winters ago. No, I think it was just last winter that I had some pigs, and they were not quite full grown, but they were pretty close to full grown. It was December, and a blizzard come through, and this was before I started the YouTube channel. Just a couple months before, we had a blizzard come through, and it was a really cold, real hard blizzard, middle of December one, and I had 3 pigs then, and they weren't even inside the barn here. They had that other little shelter that I have, and they were outside. I mean, I had them behind a building, so they kind of had a little windbreak, but I just had that thing stuffed full of hay, and they survived it. I'd go down there every morning, and I'd dig out their hay, and I'd put new hay in for them, fresh hay that they could burrow into and make sure they were eating and drinking. And every morning I'd go down there to get the old hay out, and they'd have, I mean, it'd be snow packed and hay packed in there, but like under about 6 inches of snow every morning, there'd be the top of the hay line, and then under that, another couple inches, you'd find little trenches where the pigs had burrowed in for the night and stayed warm with each other under there. So it's quite amazing. I didn't know how them pigs would do, you know, in that cold of weather. And those were full grown ones, pretty close to full grown ones. These are just little guys, so it'd be a lot harder with these guys. They'd have to be inside, but them big ones we got it through. And I know I've heard stories of Grandpa has had pigs, and he's got them through pretty bad blizzards before, just with hay that they could burrow into and stuff. So they're surprisingly resilient animals. So piggies. So we stopped and got some marshmallows this morning. We're gonna see if we can get them to eat out of our hands. It's on the ground. Hey, it's on the ground. Right there. So on this pickup, it used to have 2 tanks. So the second tank used to sit here in this space. So both tanks were plumbed to like this diverter thing, but now we just bypassed that diverter thing and went right from this back tank to right to the fuel line that goes to the engine. So the back tank was the only one that worked. This front tank didn't work. Something was messed up with it, so it never worked. So we always just used the back tank. So we're used to only having the 19 gallons that this back tank is anyways. We were never able to use both tanks. So we're going to get rid of this inverter, and then we're going to get rid of the line that went to the second tank here, so that we can just use this tank. We don't have any extra lines in there. And then we'll take the we'll probably take this pickup outside, power wash it, and paint it eventually. But I just wanted to get rid of these extra fuel lines and stuff so that we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I got that diverter thing and the fuel line out. So now the pickup is just plumbed for that back tank, which is what we want. So now I'm gonna take this, it's not emery cloth, but it's kind of like a thicker, kind of rougher fabric, and I'm just taking it and roughing up, just kind of smoothing down the frame a little bit. Not getting too serious with it, but just kind of taking down some of these higher spots, some of the rougher spots, and then before I wash it, then we'll get it washed and we can paint it. Okay, so we went ahead and got the frame all cleaned up and got some of the old gas cleaned up that had spilled there off of the old fuel lines. And so now we're gonna go ahead and paint it. I didn't end up washing it. I just rubbed it all with that cloth and then blew it off with the air hose, and it got clean enough, I think. So now we're gonna go ahead and start painting it. Alright, we got the frame all painted up, so that's the first coat. The can of paint calls for 2 coats, So 2 thin coats is what it says. So it says wait 4 to 6 hours, or maybe I'll just wait till tomorrow morning and then I'll do another coat on it. Then it should be good to go. But I guess if you guys are curious, this is what we're using. It works pretty good. And when I did my pickup frame, it's a short box, but when I did my pickup frame, I bought 2 cans, and I barely put a dent in the first one. We just used a foam brush and put on 2 thin coats, and I really didn't use that much. So I don't know if I was supposed to use more or not, but I only used that part of that 1 can. So I guess if you guys are looking at doing this to one of your vehicles or something, you don't really need 2 cans, I guess. We're just doing 1 pickup because 1 can goes pretty far. So I think, yeah, this 1 can should be able to do these 2 pickups. It honestly would probably be able to do 3 if you kind of stretch it out pretty far. But so yeah, and we're not paying like super close attention. Of course, there's still fuel lines and electrical stuff on there, so we're not painting like everything, just because we don't really want to get paint on all of that stuff. Because if we ever had to replace it in the future, then it'd be kind of a pain. But so we're not painting everything. We're just doing mainly the frame, inside and out and stuff. So, but still, that 1 can of paint should be able to last you pretty far. So, but anyway, we gotta wait for this to dry, then we can do a second coat, and then so yeah, it looks pretty good though. Okay, so we put a second coat on that pickup frame, just a pretty light second coat. Turns out that first coat we put on is pretty thick, so I think it'll be just fine. Then I did a little bit underneath on the bottom of the frame too. So yeah, that's all ready to go for mounting the flatbed now, so that's good. Now we just got to get the flatbed finished. But yeah, I guess with that, that's just about gonna do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. If anybody has any good names for the pigs, there's 2 females and 1 male, so comment them down below if you got any, if you can think of any good names on what to name them little pigs. But anyway, I guess with that, we'll catch you in the next one.